So, the inevitable has happened. No surprise to anyone paying attention. CaitlinClark is officially out. Just after she said she was ready to go against the MinnesotaLynx, the news dropped like a bombshell. She's not playing. Fans across the league are in complete disarray. $500,000 up for grabs in the Commissioner's Cup, and IndianaFever's biggest star is nowhere to be seen. What's really going on? That's the question buzzing across the internet. And trust us, the chaos is real. The news broke today that CaitlinClark will not suit up tonight against the Lynx in the Commissioner's Cup final, a game with money, pride, and momentum all on the line. And here we are again, everyone, another CaitlinClark headline that throws the entire WNBA fanbase into a frenzy. At this point, you'd think the Fever coaching staff gets more excitement from watching the public spiral than they do from actually coaching games. Let me break down what really went down, because this story is messier than a fast food order spilled in your car. This Commissioner's Cup matchup was supposed to be Clark's big moment. The grand return. The comeback. A night to drop 30 points and remind the world that she's the face of the league. But instead, all we got was another round of will she or won't she that ended in disappointment. Coach StephanieWhite added fuel to the fire when she called Caitlin a game-time decision. A game-time decision? That's like saying you might attend your own birthday party. Either show up or don't, but don't keep fans guessing right up until the buzzer. And it's not just guessing anymore, it's straight-up stress. Fans refreshing apps, stalking beat reporters, hunting for any glimpse of Clark in warm-ups or walking through the tunnel. Coach White said the usual lines, talking about the big picture and not rushing recovery. Fair. But after Clark practiced one day and then completely disappeared the next, fans have every right to raise eyebrows, especially with $500,000 at stake. And this Fever team, which hasn't touched anything close to a championship in over a decade, could have used every edge they could get tonight. Yet there was Clark not on the court, not in the stretching lines, not even visible in the open shoot-around portion the media was allowed to see. The groin injury narrative? It's wearing thin. Combine it with a previous quad strain, and the whole situation becomes a fog of vague updates, mixed messages, and growing frustration. What's worse is how the storyline kept changing. First, we hear she practiced. Then, suddenly she's missing. It's like watching a magic trick where the rabbit never appears and the magician just walks off stage. Credit to journalists like Ben Pickman who are actually trying to deliver clarity. His images from the Target Center told the story. Fever players were warming up. Clark was nowhere. Cue the conspiracy theories. Some believe it's all strategy, a smokescreen to keep the Lynx guessing. Others say Clark might be managing something more serious than we're being told. And then, of course, there's the crowd that thinks she's just being cautious. Either way, one thing is clear. Indiana's got a mountain to climb. The Lynx came into this game hungry, motivated, and ready to fight for that cup money. $500,000 may not be life-changing in the NBA, but in the WNBA it's huge. That kind of money matters to these athletes, and missing your best player on this kind of stage is a massive blow. Kelsey Mitchell, now, carries the weight. She's been steady all season, but stepping into Clark's shoes? That's a whole new level. It's the difference between running a few laps and running a marathon. Possible? Sure. Easy? Absolutely not. And let's not forget what this game really means. The Commissioner's Cup isn't just a random regular season match. It's a platform, a spotlight, a stage meant to show off the league's talent, energy, and growth. And your biggest draw is on the sidelines? It's like selling out a concert and canceling the headliner 10 minutes before showtime. The fans deserve better. The communication about this situation has been frustrating, to say the least. All we want is a bit of clarity. We're not asking for a play-by-play on her MRI results, but a straight answer would go a long way. Instead, it feels like we're being strung along, kept in the dark while emotions boil over online. The digital response? Predictable chaos. Every tweet, every Instagram story, every reporter update gets dissected like it's a national secret. Twitter's in meltdown mode. Fans are arguing. Theories are spreading, and memes are flooding the timeline. Some fans are calling for patience and rest. Others are fuming, demanding accountability. A few are acting like Clark did this on purpose to mess with their WNBA fantasy brackets. And the truth probably lies somewhere in between. For Clark herself, this has to be infuriating. She's a competitor, someone who thrives in big moments. Sitting out a game like this? That's not who she is. But being sidelined with $500,000 on the line? That's next-level frustration. It's like being suited up for war and told to sit in the bunker. And let's be real, Minnesota is loving this. The Lynx now get to prep without knowing if they'll face the league's most lethal offensive player. That uncertainty works in their favor. Game planning for Clark takes hours of film and scheming. Take her out of the equation and that preparation? Gone. The bigger concern now is about how the Fever handle their injuries and medical assessments. How does a player look fine in practice and then get ruled out overnight? Either the injury was misjudged or something new happened, and neither scenario inspires confidence. It's a stark reminder of how fragile everything is in pro sports. One moment you're healthy, the next you're watching from the bench while your team chases a title. It changes chemistry, shifts strategies, and alters momentum. The ripples go far beyond just one game. When your system is built around one player's unique skill set and she's not available, everything collapses. Plays, rotations, even confidence. The timing couldn't be worse. The WNBA set up this tournament to spotlight its stars and boost mid-season excitement. And now, the biggest star is in street clothes. Aaliyah Boston and the rest of the crew will need to rise fast. Without Clark's scoring and vision, the offense becomes predictable. Minnesota will be ready. They can now apply pressure everywhere else without worrying about getting torched from deep. Social media has turned the game into a spectacle. Every blurry photo, every reporter update, every cryptic tweet is being picked apart like a crime scene. And it's exhausting. Fun? Sometimes. But mostly just noise. Then there's the business angle. Clark's presence moves numbers. TV ratings, ticket sales, merch, you name it. Her absence is more than just a missing name on the stat sheet. It shifts revenue projections, marketing efforts, and overall buzz. The WNBA knows it. The sponsors know it. Everyone knows it. That's why this whole saga has the league holding its breath. Hollywood buzzing has been tracking the story closely, and the pattern is clear. Every time there's a Clark update, it dominates the conversation. And that's the weight of being the face of the league. You can't just miss a game quietly. Every scratch, strain, or bump becomes a headline. Still, above all the speculation and frustration, one truth remains. Player health has to be the priority, even if it's inconvenient, even if it disappoints. Clark's long-term career matters more than a single cup final, but how it's handled matters too. Fans deserve better communication, not vague coach speak, not last-minute pullouts, just honesty. Tonight's drama may be the latest, but it won't be the last. This is the modern WNBA experience: passion, unpredictability, and constant reaction. Whether Clark plays the next game or sits again, the spotlight won't move. That's the reality of stardom. For now, the Fever face a steep uphill battle. No Clark. Big stakes, hungry opponent, and a roster that has to dig deeper than ever before. Whether they rise or fall, the conversation will continue. So what's your take on this whole mess? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Hit that like button if you want more no-fluff WNBA coverage. And stay locked into Hollywood buzzing for all the latest updates, reactions, and behind-the-scenes takes from the league that never stops giving us something to talk about.